Hey Capricorn, Mariah here. I'm going to go ahead and get into your reading for January. Let's see what's happening in general for your life in January. If I'm going to be completely, I'm always transparent with you guys, right? Don't mind me and my AirPods, but I'm always transparent with you guys. But anxiety. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I feel for you. Not necessarily saying in January, but something that you've been dealing with. Some of you may be dealing with anxiety chronically. Some of you may be dealing with anxiety when it comes to situational circumstances. But I'm just getting anxiety. I feel like your 2021 has had its highs and its lows, right? And maybe more valleys than peaks. But anxiety here is a running theme. So, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, tell me for my Capricorns in the month of January 2022, what do they need to know? Thank you. Radical self-acceptance. You are perceived the way you perceive yourself. Bottom of the deck. Radical self-love. We can only receive love to the others. We can only receive love to the extent that we unconditionally love and live the truth of ourselves. Okay. Now it makes sense why I'm feeling this anxiety, why I'm feeling like I want to punch a wall. I just get it. I get it. And I get you, Capricorn. January is going to be, I won't say the easiest month, definitely not your hardest of months you've experienced, but I will tell you January 2022, it will kind of bring you into question when it comes to your self-esteem, self-worth, self-value, your standards, your negotiables, non-negotiables, your boundaries, the imposed limitations, restrictions, or fears that you place on yourself in the capacity of oneself. I guess I have to ask you here, Capricorn, just in a very transparent way, how have you been loving yourself? How have you been taking care of yourself? How have you been nurturing yourself? Side message here, and this is completely left field. Somebody got in an accident. Whoever this is for specifically doesn't necessarily have to be a car accident, but there was some form of accident that happened that put somebody in a bad physical condition, may have impaired somebody, may have hindered somebody, or it caused some form of psychological damage or trauma here. And because of this specific event, you're constantly not feeling good enough, you're questioning yourself, feeling like you are different or you're an oddity or you're not really accepted. Not saying that you're looking for acceptance from others, but you don't really feel comfortable in your own skin. I don't know who that's for. I'm just going to tell you I love you. I do. I don't have the answers with how to deal with that psychologically, but somebody here that I am reading for is dealing with that based off some form of either a physical impairment or there was an accident that has happened to you, a physical accident that makes you not feel confident or love oneself. So I just send you so much love if you are dealing with that. But in this energy here of January, Spirit is really asking you to love yourself for who you are and that you are good enough and that you don't need the approval of others or you don't need to fit in, or even if you're at the stage in your life where you're just like, you know what, I don't care if you like me, I don't care if you don't like me. This even takes me back to your younger roots of possibly not feeling like you fit in with your family or with the society or with the people around you at a young age. And even though you may be in a stage of your life at this point where you can care less, there's still that hindrance of self-questioning because of what you experienced in your childhood. So I have to bring that up to stand, right? Because you can say all you want in the comments, but I'm going to call you out on this, Capricorn. Who loves you when no one else does? And who's loving the child version of you when no one else can? And I mean that. Who else love you when no one else does? And who else is going to love the child version of you when no one else can? See, the thing about us as we age and we get older, we tend to separate our child selves from who we are as adults. But you got to remember, we carry our child selves within us all the way till we die. And that child version of ourselves still needs to be nurtured, loved, cared for, looked after, even in our adulthood. And when was the last time that you've, Capricorn, cared for your child self and treated yourself and gave yourself the love that you may have lacked as a child, the consideration that may have not been given to you as a child, the type of nurturing that wasn't given to your child self? See, we can nurture our adult selves, right? We make sure we got some stability. We make sure we're clothed. We got gas in our car, the lights on in our home. You know, we can feed ourselves. We can nurture our adult selves. But it's those other things, like kindness, like nurturing, like holding oneself, like being patient with oneself, those things that we fundamentally get from our mothers normally, but it could be a father, depending on your upbringing. But what we normally receive from our parents, when we get older, we no longer get that. We now have to do it for ourselves. But when we are so concerned with life and work and the outside forces and things that are going on around us, who's taking the time to take care of the child version of you? And the reason why I'm saying this, because I'm picking up some Capricorns here, where the child version of you, you're lacking something. I know how to tell this shit to Pisces. But the child version of you here, Capricorn, you're lacking some of the love, care, consideration, nurturing, empathy that you may have not got as a child. Currently in your adult life, your child version of you is lacking that, because that portion is not being nurtured, which stems back into radical self-love and radical self-acceptance. Who's going to love you when no one else does? Right? Who's going to nurture that inner child version of yourself if no one else will? And you still have to nurture that. And a lot of these issues here of self-love and self-acceptance, again, go back to our childhood, but even as we age and evolve and develop, a lot of times we deal with new life experiences, new circumstances, new challenges that are now thrown our way, new circumstances that are hindrances or that aids to our growth, that even further can pull us apart from self-love and pull us apart from self-acceptance and really embracing who we truly are at our core and our true identity, our honest and authentic selves, right? So because, Capricorn, I started out with feeling anxiety, there's a portion of some of you here that is dealing with anxiety, whether, again, it's chronically or it's situational. Who nurtures that part of you when you're dealing with anxiety? Who nurtures that part of you when you're dealing with pain, transgressions, sorrows, strifes, burdens, pain, stress? Who nurtures that part of you? You don't have your parents, and your parents may have not even done that. So who does that for you now? So I got to throw it back to you. You're responsible for your adult self, but you're also responsible for your child self. You're still, even as an adult, you kind of become a parent to yourself. So who's taking care of you? Who's loving you? Who's accepting you? And who's truthfully embracing all that you are in this adult life? Who's doing that for the child version of yourself that's still within you? Tell me for my Capricorns, what do they need to know, Spirit? Ooh. 2 of Wands, Strength, 5 of Air, Page of Water in the reverse, 10 of Wands in the reverse, the Sun on the bottom of the deck. I love this, because when you look at the Sun in this deck, as you can see, it's the little boy. The child version of you, right? And this is what we're talking about. This is your theme for January. This is what you'll be experiencing for January, Capricorn, is nurturing the sun. If you're a male, your younger version, right? The son. If you're a woman, well, the daughter, of course, but the younger child version, the girl. And I love this energy on the bottom of the deck because no matter what happens throughout your January here, Capricorn, it's a beautiful month. It really is. But it's not necessarily a beautiful month in terms of happiness and celebration and things of all that nature. Sure, you may have those experiences, but that's not the theme of the month. See, the theme of the month is enlightenment. That's what the sun brings, right? That's what the sun brings. Truth, clarity, enlightenment, understanding, improved vision. I love this because it's vigorating. It's exhilarating. It's rejuvenating. All the natings. But it truthfully is. Can I ask you another question, Capricorn? If you don't mind. I hope you don't mind if I ask you another question. When you were a child, and if you can go back to your earlier moments of childhood, for you, what was it that brought you a lot of comfort? Think of a time that you got in trouble, or you got hurt, or you were disregarded by a parent or a friend. What would you do to bring you comfort? I don't know. I'm not a Capricorn. I don't know. But honestly, think about what it was that you would do that would bring you comfort in your low moments as a child. What can you reach back in the abyss of the mind and bring forward? And I asked you this question, Capricorn, because with life as we age and as we mature, a lot of things that really brings us comfort on the soul level, even though those things change as we age, there's always one fundamental connection between childhood and adulthood that brings us comfort. And what is that? Well, if you do ask, that thing is, which truly in alignment with us, it's a part of our core. It's a feeling of satisfaction, a feeling of there is a space or something that I'm doing or an activity that I'm partaking in that I feel home, I feel comfy in, I feel comfortable in, I feel accepted in, right? Self-acceptance. So what is that brought you so much comfort when you would be in these low moments where it's just like you felt like you can just be you and just feel accepted in that moment, even if it was only you doing you, right? Maybe if you had like a pet or animal or toy and you can just sit there and play with it and be in your own world. That's what brought you so much comfort because it removed you from reality. You get to be you and be in your own zone where nobody would judge you, nobody would belittle you, nobody would scold you. You were just in your own world and element. Even if it was only for 30 minutes, you were in your own world and element where you fully felt accepted. And I'm bringing this up to you to bring it forward because as an adult that still has to nurture their child versions of themselves. What is it that you can remember as a child that brought you that sense of just comfort that you felt like you can be you, and now bringing it again into your adulthood? What is it nowadays that you can do that make you feel really truthfully like you, that you feel comfortable with? Because in the month of January, I'm just getting this energy of you questioning oneself, feeling like you're not good for oneself, feeling like no matter what I do, I can't do right, I can't do wrong, I just can't catch a break. Five of Swords. I really can't catch a break. And at some point, Capricorn, with the Ten of Wands here, you're going to have to put down these burdens of what you feel. And I'm not going to say you can easily do that in the month of January. This is a lifelong process of finding self-acceptance, of loving yourself for who you are, truthfully accepting yourself in your full identity. It's a lifelong process. But in the month of January with the sun, you come to this point to realize what that thing is for you that truthfully brings you the most comfort, and what in your environment truthfully accepts you for you. Who accepts you for you and who doesn't. And there is a need for you to here in the month of January, Capricorn, to remove people, situations that don't accept your true authentic self, right? And if you are one of those Capricorns, it's a side message, that you feel like you have to conform to society pressures and standards and beliefs and things of that nature, that ideology in January, there's going to be a forced change here. You're going to see how it's not progressing you, how it's not serving you, how it's only hindering you because you want to be in alignment with what's going on in your social circle, in your environment, what will your colleagues and coworkers think, even if this goes into love and romance, right? Maybe you're a Capricorn that's wanting to go interracial and maybe your family wouldn't approve of it, or your colleagues or coworkers would look at you a certain way, or maybe, you want to downscale or upscale in your life as far as lifestyle. Maybe your family's going to be like, oh, Capricorn's got a big head. Capricorn's all about money now. Capricorn came from humble beginnings, and now Capricorn wants to do this and that and judge you. Or you want to, lower your lifestyle to financially prepare yourself for whatever, or just be more comfortable. And now people are looking at you like, oh, Capricorn's going broke. Capricorn doesn't know how to manage their money. You see how this can play on so many different avenues. And alienation is never the best thing. But I will tell you, you will have to isolate yourself from some of these people in the month of January to really move towards what is best for you. And accepting that. I feel like I did a reading like this for you before, Capricorn. I'm not going to deny. I feel like I have. You may have. Thank you. Release. Bottom of the deck is truth. So what is your truth, Capricorn? What is your truth? What is it that you truthfully need to release? And I just mean that with so much sincerity. What is your truth? And can you stand in that truth? Can you not waver? Can you not fold? Can you not bend? But can you stand in your authentic self to go forward and go towards what it is that you want? I think you can. I think you have the absolute innate ability to do so. But will you? January is going to question that for you, Capricorn. January is going to put you on trial, bring you to the stand, and you're going to be tried. And it's up to you to either live in your authentic truth or not. Because there will be people and situations that arise in the month of January that, if you haven't been dealing with this already, but that will arise in the month of January that will make you ask yourself, am I being true to myself? And are you? So what is your truth? And are you going to live it? Capricorn, I love you. It's been an absolute pleasure to read for you. I thank you so much for allowing me here in your space. Please be safe during this happy holiday season. Make sure you drink your water, get some good rest, eat well, take care of yourself, do something nice for yourself, something that allows you to accept yourself a little more, But overall, be well. I love you to pieces, Capricorn. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.